Time Flight Part 1, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Buzz.
Yeah, that's some pretty perfect sync.
That's that's a way to start a commentary. Dylan's here with us, guys.
Hello. Well, I'm sorry, I forgot we were recording. Okay.
God fucking damn it.
Also, for those listening, I'm sick as hell and tired, so start up a yawn counter in the comments.
God, this is no way to start your video. Where's your introduction? Where's your
He wants
insults
it to be,
that you start off with? You know.
Fucking hell, Dylan. He wants it to be akin to the DVD commentaries, not a fucking podcast.
Well, also the intro comes before we start the actual episode, so that people could just get into us talking the moment, so we don't have to spend like all of the intro, like all of the opening themes, just spouting our bullshit about who we are, because everyone watching knows who we are.
Yeah,
and they definitely need to hear our valuable insights on the title theme. That's very important. Very good point, Joey. Thank you.
Fucking hell, Dylan.
I mean, oh wait, no, that doesn't come out until after this one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I actually consented to watch this. Just kind
you
of
fucking asked to be on it, did you not?
I love it. I love it. The way this whole thing happened was like we put up the remembrance commentary. Dylan was like, "Hey, that looks fun. Could I do one?" And they're like, "Hey, we're gonna record Time Flight soon." I said soon, and what I didn't realize is we'd have to reschedule 7 fucking times afterward.
It was never my fault.
I call bullshit.
It was both of your faults.
What did I do wrong?
You decided to get drunk on the wrong day.
Well, I was just gonna say I like the music in that bit. That was a good thing about this episode.
You know what a good thing about this episode is? The only good thing about this episode? Not the fucking plane, that's for sure.
Our Lord and Savior, Khalid the Sorcerer.
He is beautiful. He is a beautiful man.
I mean, I'd kiss him on the mouth, but I'm still gonna have to go no on that one. It's the flashback of Adric.
Nah.
Yeah.
Right? You just like the image from Castrovalva of the cock and ball torture he does with a master. That's going to sound really weird to nobody who remembers Castrovalva, which, to be fair, who really remembers what Castrovalva?
Yeah, it's...
I remember Castrovalva.
It's pretty
I mean, I remember how shit it is, but, I mean, that's about it.
Oh, God, not this scene. This has the most stilted dialogue in the Peter Davison era, and that's saying a lot, might I add.
I think the only one who's trying here is actually Janet Fielding, and the other two are just being so shit that it makes it look like she's overacting.
Yeah, right? Because, like, I mean,
the other two are just realize it's a shit script, so they're just like, fuck it.
At least after this, we get a break. It's they don't have to come back for a couple months, so it's like they just phone this shit in. I mean,
oh fucking hell! I love that line so much. Don't ever ask me to do anything like that again.
It's so weird and out of character.
I'm sure he didn't.
This is the way he wanted. No, like.
No, he said to you, I will see you fucking soon in Earthshaw.
Yeah.
No, like, Adric was a massive emo. He actually wanted to die.
Like, for as much as Adric, like, kind of did sacrifice himself, he really was expecting the Doctor to just fucking show up last minute and save him.
Well, I thought he was expecting to, like, stop the ship in time, because, he's always been overconfident, hasn't he?
It's literally only 2 seconds before he dies that he realizes the Doctor isn't coming.
Yeah, exactly. He gets overconfident is the problem.
Yeah, which makes that ending all the better. I mean, like, it's very tragic that it's not even like Adric makes this noble sacrifice. He really does hope that someone will come to save him, and it just never comes.
Well, he really thinks he's going to do it himself, I thought. Like, he thought he was going to stop the ship and save the human race. It's like, oh yeah, Chopper's a good one. Doesn't. And he's a... Sorry, I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. I'm sorry, I don't know why I laughed at that, but just that line in particular.
Which one?
Tilted thing. It's like she was reading a shopping list. that was the tone of voice used.
Oh, I will say, I think the first half of Time Flight is a legitimately enjoyable and entertaining piece of television. Then the second half
for all
just
the
makes me
wrong
wanna
reasons.
But
For
it's
all
only-
Well, yeah, exactly.
But it's only really good because you don't know what happens later on. It's good because the mystery captivates you. But once you know that the mystery leads to fuck all.
Yeah.
What fucking mystery? Oh, do you mean the one about the planes disappearing?
Yeah. I mean, that's a bit of a fucking mystery, don't you think? I mean, you know.
Didn't fucking the faceless ones do it?
Yeah, it did. But then again, that one also had a really shit resolution. I do love the faceless ones, mind you, but the mystery is much better than the actual payoff.
I think the faceless ones was wasted potential of a monster design.
I think they just underused the chameleons.
Well, they just didn't really know what to do with them. They thought this cool idea for a mystery and just like, how to resolve it? They got radiation rays or something. Yeah, and that's just it. They don't even explain it.
Also, the faceless ones is way too cool a title for that story.
It's just, stop insulting the faceless ones. It's good. Just apart from episode 5 and 6, which are terrible.
But like, I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's for similar reasons that I'm not a huge fan of this first half of Time Flight.
Brian, you're talking to the wrong set of 60s weebs here.
Do you not like aeroplanes or something, Brian?
I don't.
He's scared of aeroplanes.
That's not fucking.
I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't know. Some people, you just may not have an interest in airports.
I'm not interested in how airports work. You're right. I don't give a shit.
But that's
really
not
strange.
the story.
Have you seen the
definitely
faceless
don't
ones?
show
That's a
them
lot
fire
of the
planes.
first
Just
part
bad,
of
man.
the faceless ones.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about Time Flight. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, that's this entire fucking part of the fucking Time Flight.
Yeah, well, this shows you the very valuable lesson of how airports work. You can get past airport security as long as you tell them you're from unit.
Of course. Well, I mean, if Classic Who has taught us anything, it's that being if you say you're a member of unit, you can get into literally anything.
Now that sounded a bit sexual there.
Oh God, we're only 8 minutes in.
God, it's not dragging that much. I'm enjoying this. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
I mean, you know, I'm very interested in how airports work. So.
I'm gonna be fucking dead by the end of this.
I love Davison's face there.
I pulled out his face.
Oh shit!
He's still doing it.
You know how, like, when they've got animals in films and they're kind of like, you know, to get them to move where they want to dangle a bit of food in front of them. It looked like they were doing that for Davison.
Did you see that fucking?
He was just staring at it.
Just dangling a paycheck in front of Davison's face.
Just staring at it. Well, I can't imagine there was much of that in the 80s.
Do you see this guy in the fucking uniform? How he was looking at Davison? He's like trying to stifle laughter or some shit. It's amazing.
I mean, when you're part of Time Flight, can you not just you really can't help but laugh. You know, it's just kind of contagious.
I don't know if it's just because the directing isn't as good, but just everything seems worse from like Earthshock. Like not like just ignoring the writing for a second. Just the way things are shot, the way things are acted, everything has just been dragged down.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this has been a fucking drain for talent. Like it's just
Like
completely
I'll agree there.
slurped out.
As much as I'm the edgy contrarian who doesn't like Earthshock, I think the production value is excellent.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's an
Well,
obvious
and
step
people
down.
act well in Earthshock, including these three here, who just all of a sudden have forgotten how to act. Everything just seems so stilted, especially with Davison. What's going on with him?
So do you ever just blow your budget on the past three stories and then feel like you need to do one more just to top off the season, and then it turns out really shit because you can't do anything?
Well, it's not like they felt like
The only thing that's being
they
topped
had
is
to.
myself after watching this.
I just feel like this story it was really pulled out of someone's ass.
I mean, I think that's Time Flight in a nutshell.
I just can't believe that Peter Grimwade wrote Mordrin Undead after this, because that one's so interesting and in depth, whereas this is just so banal and bland.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
I don't know. A story like this does make me wonder, like, how much scripts were tampered with under Eric Sayward.
Probably a fair bit. He was quite heavily involved.
I mean, like, it's not like he had like the writer's balls in a clamp like Chris Bidmead, but I mean, he certainly had a lot of control over them.
Yeah.
Was Chris Bidmead the script editor for season 18?
No. Eric Sayward was.
He was for season 18, but 19 Eric Sayward was after he wrote The Visitation, of course. I forget who it was before that.
Yeah. Wasn't it like Anthony Reid came back after season 17 or something? Or am I making that up?
No, it was a totally new guy.
Oh, okay. I'm making it up then.
Because I remember watching like the Davison retrospective on the Resurrection of the Daleks DVD, and they had that guy on there, and I can't remember his name.
Everybody's gonna fucking hate me, but I like Bidmead's writing.
I don't think it's bad. He's wrote some good stuff.
Mostly just
love
Frontios for me. I don't like Legopolis, but Frontios I enjoy.
Yeah, Frontios is good.
Speaking of Legopolis, at the time of this recording, they're doing a theater showing of Legopolis on the 13th in America. I don't know if they're doing it in the UK.
I love how they do all these bloody theatre showings in the US, but they never do it in the UK. We never get any of this, you know.
It's because groups like Fathom Events are a very American idea, you know, just pulling together these nerd cultures and having like one night events.
Well, they could start to make a killing here, though.
Well, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm excited because Legopolis is one of my favorite Doctor Who stories. So,
wow, that is no.
I'm all.
I really like it, but I don't know how you could. It doesn't really stand among the greats for me.
Yeah.
It has the potential, really. It's just got loads of really, really good ideas, which does keep it interesting throughout. But
well, it's partially that
they're not all well woven together. Is the problem?
I think part of it is every time I watch it, I understand the technobabble more and more, so it makes me feel smart.
That's a pretty poor reason to like a story, though.
Yeah. I also like the music and the just sort of gray atmosphere.
I enjoy the themes, but I just it kind of just culminates in all of the reasons why I don't like Chris Bidmead and what his plan was for Doctor Who as a whole.
You see, I used to be like you, Joe. I used to really not like it, but I've kind of warmed to it a bit in recent years. Particularly Legopolis and the Keeper of Traken.
I mean,
maybe some of the E-Space stuff falls a bit flat, and then the Leisure Hive.
I mean, specifically for me, like Keeper of Traken being a really good story, but I think like something like State of Decay specifically stands out to me because it's such a Terrence Dicks script, and him like fighting against Chris Bidmead's ideas. That I rather enjoy.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of State of Decay.
Really?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
rather enjoy it. I think it's kind of like horror of Fang Rock. Like it's got some really really strong gothic ideas there, but doesn't always land when executing them.
I really want to see how that scene was filmed. Can I just say?
Davidson,
I just really,
and the way he puts his hands behind his head. Sorry, go on.
I just really fucking like the entropy stuff. I think a lot of the effects that are used in Legopolis hold up pretty well by some of the standards they had at that point in time. So
yeah, I like the entropy stuff, and I don't know if any of you have heard the Big Finish audio play, the entropy play, because that is brilliant. That is really brilliant.
I mean, I was expecting it to be creepier, but it is a good one.
I haven't heard it, but I really want to.
Try.
Oh, but can we all just agree that Warrior's Gate can fuck off?
No.
I don't know. I'm conflicted on it. Because I kind of like it, but I also kind of can't stand it. It's weird.
I mean, I didn't like it to begin with, but after watching the making of documentary on the DVD, I kind of hate it even more, knowing all that went into it.
Why? I mean, the only thing I really despise about it is Romana's exit just feels really rushed and very much like, well, your contract's up, so, sorry.
Bye. Let's bring in 3 cardboard cutouts in your place.
Other than that, I like the entirety of the East Space trilogy.
I think Lala Ward's acting is absolute shit throughout season 18 because she just doesn't like Tom Baker at that point.
Yeah.
Like you could tell she just wants to get the fuck out of there.
And so does he as well.
Oh yeah. Which, I mean, I just okay. I'm not getting into a season 18 debate with Brian because Brian's gonna rip my fucking throat out if I
just state your opinion and I'll state mine and we'll just leave it at that.
All I'm saying is that the general problem, not just, I mean, avoiding scripts because I've already expressed my grievances with Chris Bidmead. I think that, of course, you know, Lala Ward and Tom's relationship behind the scenes makes Lala Ward a poorer actress, but I think Tom Baker overall just being jaded by the role really drags down.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
And it bothers me so much. Sorry, what's up?
I'm sorry, the bodies, the decaying.
Oh yeah.
This is not really a screamer. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
And the fucking weird green screen, blue screen bullshit. No, it's
yeah.
green.
This is
why couldn't they film this on the actual runway?
Like they obviously had the set. They had the permission to film there. Oh, fucking hell.
I mean, did like the sound not record or something? Like what they did with the Green Death, where the sound didn't record on a couple of scenes, so they had to blue screen it.
I mean, I doubt it. Don't they do like a scene transition here though? Like with them standing there? If I remember correctly.
Maybe. Yeah, but they're off screen when it happens, aren't they?
I can't remember. I guess we'll see in a bit.
Anyway.
Yeah, the directing is really flat.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, they are on screen when it happens. Okay. So I guess that's why.
I think they could have done that without a blue screen, to be honest, because it really wasn't that massive.
Yeah, all you did was take out the background. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe it was just the director trying to be edgy and new.
But it doesn't actually work. It would have worked better if you just like had a fade to white then fade back, but with the scene before actually looking good.
Yeah.
There's some effects just not worth it, you know?
Joey, continue on what you were saying about Tom's performance.
Oh, all I was saying is that it just really drags down my enjoyment of his Doctor, and it just, like, obviously, you know, Bidmead's goal was to jade the Doctor and have him know that the end was coming for him, but it just comes across as Tom not giving a shit, and the change kind of comes out of nowhere, especially given all of the energy Tom had before that point.
Yeah, no, they should have had more of a catalyst for it, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it just kind of happens, and there's no reason for it.
Meanwhile,
don't they say something about in the Leisure Hive though? Something about him aging there? I don't know. I've watched Leisure Hive in so long because I hate it, but
I think there are little
something happen in that.
I think there are little hints sprinkled throughout the entire season that can lead to the conclusion that his time is coming. You know, other than the obvious fact that who's probably in the news that he was fucking done.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how there was in Series 10 with Peter.
Oh,
Capaldi.
wait, Brian.
Here he
That's
is.
gonna have
Here
to
he
wait.
is.
This man is thick.
Just look at him.
I love him. He is my hero.
But yeah.
All right, sorry. Continue now.
There are little hints sprinkled throughout the season, which would lead you to the conclusion that his end is coming. And I don't know. I'm just completely opposite to what you think, Joey. I think Tom Baker's depressed state kind of adds to the solemn, morbid performance.
Yeah, you know I disagree, but I'm not looking to get into a big argument about it here.
That kind of reminds me of Pyramids of Mars, how people often compliment Tom's very somber, morbid performance because he's against Sutek in that one, when actually the reason was he just didn't get on with the director. I've forgotten the name.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it the same? No, it's not the same director that did Massacre, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, shit. What's her name?
I know the name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah,
she's good. Paddy Russell.
That's it. She's excellent. Yeah. I don't know. I think overall, though, because Tom has a lot more, in Pyramids at least, because Tom has a lot more to work
on.
Oh,
did you see that sad boy? And then did you see him immediately perk up again when Nissa started speaking?
Honestly, I wasn't even looking that
hard. But as I was saying, yeah, like at least in Pyramids, Tom has a lot more to work off of, and when he's with Sutek, he certainly gives a lot more of an energetic performance.
No, I wasn't making any kind of comment on it myself. I was just referencing that because I
yeah,
it was quite similar to what Brian was saying about performance of season 18. So, sometimes things could be a combination of they've changed things up for the season, particular episode, and also the actor is not really having any of it.
I mean, maybe if Tom had only gotten in a depressed doctor state and Keeper of Trocken and Legopolis just to signify the end, then yeah, it would have been more enjoyable. But it's throughout the entire season, and it's just not interesting to watch, especially when there's no direct catalyst for it.
I think in Leisure Hive and Meglos, he's able to pull a face, but by the E-Space stuff, he is obviously going down.
No, I think they should have done it from after Warrior's Gate, because obviously losing Romana would mean a lot to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I said Keeper of Trocken and Legopolis. That would have.
Also, are we just not going to talk about that? Are we just not going to talk about what just happened?
I'd prefer not. I'd prefer not to. But
here he is again.
Oh God.
Look, I fucking love that weird beard thing he's got.
What a hero.
He's so beautiful.
So I know you can't, or maybe you are looking, Dylan, I don't know, but me and Brian are looking at subtitles right now for it, and it's just kind of funny to see his chants actually written out.
Well, are they?
Oh my god. That is a horrible effect.
I love it so much.
It really is shit.
Did you see Davison obviously looking at nothing?
Yeah. There's so many crap effects in Classic Who, but a lot of the time they pull it off just because the directing and acting is good. But in this episode, the directing and acting is fucking terrible. So it really falls so flat. I mean, you're basically just flat Earth at that point,
I mean, I think the weirdest thing I actually pulled from rewatching that first episode is Janet Fielding's actually trying a lot, and that's enjoyable to watch, I think.
She's a proper good professional actress. There's never really an episode where she has an off day.
Yeah.
I'm not really
Dylan,
a great fan, but I respect Janet Fielding.
Dylan, I think I could slightly hear your copy.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. It's nothing too major, but
I can't hear it, but that might just be because you know, I've got the
Oh,
episode
what? Are we gonna
playing
have to
in
pause and
pages.
play at the same time?
Oh no, we'll start a new recording. So anyway, yeah, episode's ending in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! Woo! Time Flight Part 2 starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. That just opened on me saying yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even intentional. It's just like I just saw that both our things are in sync, and it's just like yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of forgot that it was being recorded.
Maybe by the final part, Dylan will remember that we're actually recording these.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking sick bastard.
Go in the comments and I'll post the link to SpongeBob saying yeah for 10 hours, and then you can watch that alongside it.
I hate
Oh,
it.
God.
I hate it. It's so bad.
Oh god, I'm fucking...
Does the camera ever
Oh,
actually
God.
do any dynamic movements in this
All right, here, wait,
story?
wait, watch the subtitles. Dylan, watch the subtitles.
Oh wait, it
Oh,
does.
wait,
Seriously,
oh, wait,
no, seriously, I want to have this rant. Does the camera ever do any dynamic movements in this
Here we go,
whole
here it is.
story? I'm sorry, but the directing here is so terrible. Like I haven't watched this episode in so long, and I've just kind of realized how bad it is. There's some poorly It's poorly directed.
Wait a
episodes,
minute! Did
but-
you see that? Between clips, his face changed. Fucking hell!
Oh, I'm sorry. It's so terrible. I mean,
oh.
literally, which talentless hack did they get to do this? Because anybody could film this. You literally just point and shoot, point and shoot, point and shoot in the most flat, unimaginative ways
Wait.
possible.
Wait,
Oh my god, that was so
does-
terrible.
does anyone here know who directed this off the top of their head?
I don't know.
Because I want to look it up right now. I want to look it up right now and find out it's one of the most seasoned fucking classic Who directors ever.
It definitely isn't.
I'm gonna do it
oh.
with my phone.
So here, I found it. Some Ron Jones.
Oh,
He
God.
directed
I mean,
Black Orchid. He directed Black Orchid, Time Flight, Arc of Infinity, Frontios, Vengeance on Varos, and Mind Warp. Actually, the only badly directed ones of those are Time Flight and Arc of Infinity. The others are actually pretty well directed.
Yeah, I thought that Frontios, Vengeance on Varos, and Mind Warp in particular were quite well directed.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Frontios.
Frontios has one of the most excellent production values I've seen in a classic Who story.
I'm sorry, are neither of you going to acknowledge the really fucking pervy grin and nod he just did?
Look, we're
Sorry,
already
I was looking up
Brian.
Ron
We don't
Jones.
even notice it anymore. But seriously, look at Ron Jones's Wikipedia. It's literally he did Doctor Who and he did Blue Peter. What a
Is he still alive or is he still alive? Or did he...
No. He died like nearly 30 years ago.
Oh shit!
Ow.
Oh wait, no, it's more like 26. Yes, 26. I'm still getting used to the fact that the 90s is soon 30 years ago, because that's mad.
I want to know what went through the producers' heads. They were like, "Hey, you know that guy that directed Time Flight? Let's get him to direct another one at the beginning of the next season."
He's probably
his
cheap.
work on the Black Orchid.
Like, oh my!
I haven't watched Black Orchid in about probably 10 years, not gonna lie. So I don't remember if that's well directed at all.
Every time that man smiles, I want to kiss him.
It was. I do. No, I think Black Orchid's well directed. We recently watched it and it was quite good. I mean, then again, I know you don't like Black Orchid, Dylan.
What?
So...
As I said, I haven't watched it in 10 years, so
my
opinion from then probably isn't very relevant.
Look at his fat lips.
I love it. Oh, what a man.
So is there a reason why he's dressed like this?
Just to trick the
There is
Doctor
no
into tricking him.
it's 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 literally just for a cliffhanger. There is no plot reason for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Like,
wonder what the
did they give
I'm gonna-
Andy like heroin or something? Because he's just off his rocker in this one.
I mean, like, I'm gonna defend King's Demons here. Like, at least in King's Demons, the Master had a reason to be disguised.
Well, not really. I had no idea the Doctor was gonna come.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, is it suitable for someone like the Master to be running around in that time period?
Well, I mean, he doesn't need to like get all ginger, really. He just needs to put on different clothes, and he'll be fine, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Beards were popular back then. Maybe his,
Yeah, but then
his
he gets
hair's
compared to
acceptable.
Edmund.
Or what he doesn't want to look like. Well, I mean, the kind of things the Kings had would have been very popular.
No, I'm talking Edmund, like
Oh, I thought you said.
Blackadder.
Oh no, that has King John in, doesn't it? King's Demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think there wasn't a version of Blackadder running around at that point?
Also, I just want to highly recommend. I want to highly.
Blackadder is clean shaven. If you've seen Blackadder 1.
That is true.
I want to highly recommend to anyone who hasn't to listen to the current Chameleon trilogy from Big Finish, because it's actually brilliant. But anyway,
is it actually?
It is. It is. I think probably by the time this commentary comes out, the third one will be out. But I've heard the first two releases, and they've been quite good so far. Devil in the Mist was all right, but Black Thursday and Power Game were really good, especially Black Thursday.
That's so weird. The bloody Chameleon box set. I mean, what the subtitle should really be like the Cupboard, in my opinion. That's all he fucking did.
Oh my god, the shitty. Oh.
Oh, look at Sarah Sutton go.
They're just standing there. Like what? What?
But oh my god, here's the thing. Janet Fielding actually looks distressed. Like she's like, "Oh wow, what do we do, Doctor?" And Doctor's like,
Let her die of a heart attack? I don't fucking know.
Look at him. He's just kind of wide-eyed and doesn't actually accomplish anything.
You know when you said this is okay for the first 2 episodes?
I think you're fucking wrong.
It was okay for the first 15 minutes. And then I just completely lost interest. And every time I look back at it, it's just like, ugh.
It just fucking goes.
What are we supposed to say about this, Joey? What are we supposed to say about this?
I don't know.
I've already ranted about how shit the director is. Already made fun of Brian for not liking airports. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? You know?
I don't know. Bitch about season 18 some more. I don't know.
We literally talked about season 18 for an entire episode of this.
Let's talk about things that we could be doing instead of watching time fly right now.
I could be recording lines.
For what?
Well, I could be doing time of your life right now. I could be
doing some lines myself.
Perfect opportunity to shill out the novel adaptation. Wait,
Oh,
Dylan,
God,
are you fucking hell, Dylan? But anyway, perfect opportunity to shill out the novel adaptation. Yes, I did.
What did he say? I missed it.
I said I could be doing some lines myself.
You dick!
Oh my god. Anyway, by the time this comes out, I think the trailer for Apocalypse will already be out, so go check that out. And Apocalypse Part 1 and 2, because we turned it into a 2-part story, will be coming out next month, so yeah.
Goldilocks War is already out by this point, probably, so go listen to that.
Dylan, what do you want to show?
I don't know. I mean, nothing really. I'm good. Yeah, I mean, you can look at my channel if you really want to.
All right, I'll leave both your channels linked in the description for those interested in these fuckers.
And that's the end of the commentary. Bye, everyone.
No, we still have over an hour left of this, bro.
Shit. Is episode 2 almost over? Not even halfway through.
This is fun. This is fun.
It's so painful. I want to bleach my eyes. Every time I watch this story, I hate it a little more.
How many times have you watched it?
Like 4 times.
Why would you watch Why would you watch Time Flight 4 times?
This is the 4th time I've seen it.
To be fair, this is probably the 4th time I've seen it as well. I just haven't watched it in about 7 years.
I think it's the 3rd time I've seen it.
Okay, not gonna lie, guilty secret. When I first watched this at the age of 9, I quite liked it.
I wouldn't doubt that. It is kind of eye candy, isn't it, for like children? It's pretty
really?
mindless.
Well, it was just like, Doctor Who is just more Doctor Who. You just like, just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, back then, the only way to watch classic Who, because it wasn't really all on the internet, was just buying the DVDs. Bloody expensive they were. Back then, at least. They're not expensive these days, at least in the UK. But back then, it was like they were at full price, and also inflation hadn't happened. So like you were paying a lot of money for the DVDs.
I'm still the youngest person in our entire online groupie, aren't I?
That you are.
Fucking hell.
Which is why I want you to play an 11-year-old.
It doesn't
I
really
don't
have
know
a
if my
voice
voice
for an
is
11-year-old.
high enough to do it, Joey.
I believe in you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian really does not have the voice of an 11-year-old.
Well, here's the thing. He's a fucked up, sadistic 11-year-old.
Like,
So
when you guys, once one of you first heard me speak, you thought I was like 17. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, you're an absolute unit for your age, Brian.
well, yeah, but I mean, come on. But you did George Brady though in Exodus, so I mean that's not too far off.
Yeah, but he's around my age. He's
no been... George Brady's supposed to be like 13.
You told
Brian,
me
you
14.
literally played Hitler, and I assume you aren't really similar to Hitler at all. So you can do anything.
That whole voice I did, not similar to Hitler's voice at all.
Well, yeah, have you ever heard Hitler speak English though?
No, but his voice is just deeper than that.
Well, how can you confirm that that's not what he would sound like if he tried to speak English, Brian?
Fuck off, Joey.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I didn't research what Martin Bormann actually sounded like. My interpretation of the character written.
Look, I listened to all 4 parts of Exodus, and then a Hitler video popped up. It was like Hitler speaking normally and not shouting. What else was I supposed to do? I wanted to know what he sounded like, damn it.
I like that we've accomplished the point where you can listen to all 4 parts of Exodus, and then you're recommended what Hitler sounds like without screaming.
Wait. There's a video of a German not shouting. I don't think that's right, Brian. Just something about that subtitle chuckles. You cannot resist. Especially coming from that man. I mean, I can't resist, not gonna lie. Okay, I do actually quite like the subtitles for this.
It's funny.
I'd love if it's actually like Turkish or something.
I love it. Oh my god.
He's actually telling the doctor to fuck off in Mongolian.
Do you think it's actually Ainley in this costume right now?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a method actor. He put on like £100 just for the role.
No, seriously though. Khalid is credited as one of the Ainley's
Actually, no, it's by so it's definitely not a what do you call it? I've forgotten the word. Sorry.
Brian, how do you feel about the fact that we still have 10 minutes left in this episode?
Oh, what? Oh, what?
You know,
the 20-minute mark.
You know you love it. You know you love it.
Is it just me, or are these pilots just not likable side characters at all? Just something about them really rubs me the wrong way.
I don't know. I think they could be kind of funny.
They just rub me the wrong way. I don't know what it is about them.
What, the subtitles?
No. Just the pilots. They just come off as a bit too,
Well, one looks like
polished.
And one looks like Turlo, but not Ginger. The other one is really wide-eyed and creepy. And I don't know, the professor guy's an asshole.
It feels like Peter Grimmett was trying to write like a Robert Holmes-esque trio, and it just doesn't come across.
Yeah, I mean the characters are flat.
And Khalid is Khalid,
Who's entirely made by Anthony Ainley. I mean, if it weren't for the performance, he wouldn't be memorable at all.
I love it. Anytime he just says random nonsense, I want to kiss him even more. And now Nis is dead.
Good.
You see, one of the problems with this story is it reveals the mystery about 3 episodes too early. Like they could have done so much more with planes disappearing and stuff, and could have. Okay. Actually, thinking about it, what I was just about to describe was literally the plot of the Faceless Ones.
I was about to say like what if Peter Grimmett was just trying to secretly write a sequel to the Faceless Ones?
Turns out Khalid is the last chameleon.
These really are the worst costumes they ever made for Doctor
They're
Who.
like the Varga
really, Dylan.
thing,
I think they're just the true forms of the chameleons from the Faceless Ones.
They look like giant nuggets that have been spray painted grey and have legs.
I think they have little black stripes on them. And that's supposed to be eyes, maybe?
That fucking smoke cloud.
Like, imagine if the Exelon antibodies had a really bad meth addiction.
I just love how Khalid's face is just in a permanent fucking smile.
Yeah, that's
really
what I love
adds
about
to the character.
He's just loving life, Did you see
that fucking shit? Did you see that?
See, look, at least we're laughing. Can you imagine how the rest of the 2 episodes are gonna be without Khalid?
I just don't get how in the episode before this they made these really atmospheric, cool, and authentic-looking caves in a small set, and in this one it just looks shit. It's like, how do you do such a step down just one story after?
They should have just reused the caves from Earthshock.
Yeah, they should have got Peter Grimwade to direct his own story.
Because he is quite a good director.
He's a brilliant director, Peter Grimwade. I mean, he's the reason why Earthshock's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Without him, it would not be anywhere near as good.
I'm sure there's some gay BBC rules against a writer directing his own story.
Yeah, probably.
Here we go, the only kind of good part of the story.
Adric is power posing here.
He's posing like fucking Peter Pan standing up there. He just needs his hands on his hips.
I mean, actually think about how fucked up this is for a moment. The Master's just playing on their guilt about fucking Adric.
Yeah, it's just so stupid.
Wait, that was my favorite subtitle in all caps. Adric screaming.
It's probably the most ear rapey sound I've ever heard.
Well, just that scene just doesn't work in this context. Based on not only what they said earlier, where it was just like, oh, just forget me, wouldn't want us to mourn. You know, it just could have been done so much better. It's like they just kind of, oh, there's a loved one that just died. Next. It's like, it has no emotional impact.
Yeah. And then
It could have so much, that kind of thing has so much
This is
potential.
just let's
But
reuse
these-
characters from last season.
Yeah, well, they do that in Doctor Who all the time.
chanting.
You can't even translate that.
They just gave up at that point. They're like, fuck it.
Am I
Chanting.
the only one who really hates this trope in Doctor Who, where they like just cycle through all of the villains of that season as like a kind of, ooh, these are the weird mental perception things that you need to overcome.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's in so many stories. I don't like it. It just comes off as a bit fan wanky, really.
Mhm. Well, I mean, this is still the beginning of the
Did you
JNT
see him
era.
lick his lips?
Yes. JNT hasn't gone full. JNT hasn't gone full fan wank yet in his era by this point.
Yeah.
That's next season.
I don't know if I'd call season 20 fan wanky. I'd call it shit, but I don't know if I'd call it fan wanky.
I think because JNT saw that.
Is that the fucking Mara?
Because
That's the fucking Mara.
okay, as I was saying, I think because JNT saw that all of the comeback villains worked, or at least they were popular, at least in season 20. That's what caused him to get really fan wanky season 21 onward.
I wouldn't even say season 21. I'd say season 22 is where it starts.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's the occasional episode like the Five Doctors, but... And, some of the bits in Earthshot at the beginning with the Cybermen.
I mean...
But I feel like it's only really done consistently in season 22. Well, like, it's the start of, an era for a new Doctor, and the first episode is basically one massive reference to Tomb of the Cybermen and, an unearthly child. And
oh, wait, here we go. The best cliffhanger ever. Here we go.
Does anyone actually know why Khalid just fucking throws himself on the floor?
Yeah.
He just needed to blow his nose, but couldn't make it in time.
Like, wouldn't that actually hurt the Master? Like, why is he totally fine when he gets up?
What if it just ended here as like a two-parter? Then we could just kind of, forget it, like the King's Demons. Oh, my dear Doctor, you have been naive.
Ooh, if I ever need the Anthony Lee Master, I kind of want to cast Dylan. I don't know. That was actually decent. I don't know.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't even trying to do an impression. I was just joining in on the chorus of laughter.
Who even is Roger Lim?
Roger Lim's a brilliant composer. Right,
he did a lot of the really good music for Doctor Who.
Just quickly before the episode ends, here's a fun fact about Roger Lim. He actually composed a jingle for a government commissioned television thing called Protect and Survive, which was the thing that was meant to be broadcast if a nuclear war was imminent.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, I found that quite cool.
Yes. So before we continue the Roger Lim discussion, this story's gonna end, or the episode's gonna end in 3, 2, 1, blah blah.
God wish.
Time Flight Part 3, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm just laughing for what we were talking about in between. I was actually struggling to repress my laughter as I was doing the countdown. Fuck.
Wait, what we're laughing about again?
Nut.
Oh yeah, Joey just on everything replaces any word with nut.
Oh yeah, this is a VHS copy.
Look at that. Oh wow.
Yeah, Jesus, what's wrong with this?
Oh wow, that is That is something.
That is old and grainy.
Oh,
Gives
it's alright.
me
I'll just turn round to my nice DVD copy.
Uh-huh.
gives me little kid memories.
Actually, I'm on a spinny chair, right? And so I was round looking at the computer screen where that is. Then I've turned round to look at the screen where the time flight's on, and now I'm going to spin all the way around so I don't have to see any of it.
Oh, at least watch the reprise from the last episode.
But the last scene of Khalid.
Yes, the fall of heroes.
I will
fall of heroes.
Chuckling, But Brian, I don't think anything's gonna get better than whooshing at the end of Black Orchid.
When does that happen?
As the TARDIS is coming in at the end of Black Orchid, it just has whooshing in all caps.
God, that sounds like 60s Batman. Shit, that.
Whoosh. Oh yeah, as you're like punches a whoosh.
Pow!
It hasn't come out yet. You just spoiled it.
Okay, well, I'll use this as a plug. Look out early next month for the Black Orchid commentary. Yeah.
Spoilers, the TARDIS makes a whoosh sound.
When you wanted to do an episode every month and then Dylan and Brian can't get their schedules fucking straight.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing like 2 commentaries in May to make up for February. So, yeah.
You should do that in June, since that's when I'll actually be on break.
I don't know. I thought I was free most of the time.
I don't know. It was a combination of both of you. I can't remember exactly all the reasons.
Because for a while it was just you, Dylan. Then it was me. And,
Well, you kept on asking me to do it on Saturdays, and it's like, I'm at university. Saturdays are for the lads.
Mm. Oh God.
Yeah, you're right.
Fucking Anthony Ainley. Like, I love Anthony Ainley as an actor, but does anyone else just despise his portrayal of the Master?
I don't know.
Whooshing, there it is. Sorry.
His portrayal of the Master, I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike it, but it is very much a kind of silly caricature of Roger Delgado's far superior Master.
Yeah,
he's not bad by any means, but it is just a caricature, which does kind of drag it down a bit, for sure. Yeah, but I don't despise it.
I've always thought of it this way: like the very idea of the character of the Master is pretty generic, but an actor like Roger Delgado makes it so much more interesting than it could have been if any other actor could have taken it on. And then Anthony Ainley
downplays it so much.
And then Anthony Ainley sees it. And then Anthony Ainley sees it and turns it into that generic role that it very easily could have been from the very beginning, and that just annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah, he really should have took Roger Delgado's lead of just playing it so dry. It kind of makes it a bit unique and a bit, just kind of sinister.
Yeah, it's very
you don't get the same kind of sinister vibes from Ainley than you do from Delgado.
Yeah. I think the only story that gets close to a Delgado-esque performance is probably Survival.
Guys, if I fall asleep, you can't blame me, okay?
Well, we can, because...
It's literally the afternoon where you are, and I'm at midnight, and I'm fine.
Actually, it's 7 p.m. for us, but...
Yeah, it's dark out.
Oh, I thought American time was further back than that.
Well, we live on the East Coast, Dylan. So we live right... Well, I say East Coast. That's right, I do live within the Eastern time zone.
Also, I just want to say, as we're talking about time zones, scheduling the next episode of the Celestial Podcast is going to be a bitch.
What is the next?
Why have you made the mistake of inviting an Australian, somebody from Europe, and a Yank on at the same time?
Not Australia. No. Ready for this? It's you, Brian, and someone from New Zealand.
Yeah, I've made that mistake before, but just with somebody from Australia.
Oh God! Like you are 5 hours ahead of me, and the other guy is 6 hours behind me. That is a nightmare, but I'm willing to do it.
And then you have to do it when I'm free.
Well, yeah. All I can say is when me and Shay do these things, we often do it so that it's like the morning for him and the afternoon for me, which would then be the evening for you. Oh, wait, no, I'm getting that wrong. I'm confused now.
No, you're right. You're right. Nighttime for us is morning for Shay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
You
time
all, you
flies.
all needed to hear that on this commentary, by the way.
Yeah,
Very important.
yeah.
You all heard that.
Very important discussion about time zones.
Well, I mean, it is time flying. You know,
Hey,
these
it's
pilots were
actually
all
about planes.
Yeah,
And
you know. So,
Like, look at
Brian,
this,
what's
like-
your thoughts on planes?
I don't mind them.
You said you hated them earlier.
Oh no, I hate Doctor Who stories set in airports.
Is that because
Okay,
you
but-
hate
Hate what?
you hate planes?
Oh.
No, it's not because I hate planes. I've never been in a plane, therefore I can't hate them.
So what you're saying is what you're saying is you
I
want to be
hate
forever,
people I have been
forever.
inside.
What you're saying is you want to be forever segregated from planes, you racist.
There's no winning this, is there? What is he doing? Did I miss something? Or is he just generally being a cunt?
Well, it's Anthony Ainley's master. Of course, he's just just messing about for a laugh. That's what he does. Oh God, she is such a terrible actress.
She ain't even.
Also, all these old people with like wrenches look really, really imposing. Literally, could they hold that any weaker?
The
Hey, Brian.
champions.
Hey Brian, have I told you what I want the next commentary to be?
No, you haven't.
Delta and the Bannerman.
Fuck!
Oh, I love Delta and the Bannerman. It is a beautiful story.
Why are you doing this to me?
Okay, first off, I hope you know I'm joking, but I do want to do Delta and the Bannerman eventually. But
Delta and the Bannerman is great.
But we did Remembrance fairly recently, so I don't want to do too many McCoys in a row. Well, I mean, then we are doing two Davisons.
Do a Tom next, I think.
Power of Kroll.
God damn, why are you purposely choosing all the shit
Praise
ones?
Crowley, you
I
filthy
fucking-
dryfoot.
I fucking love Power
Jo-
of Kroll.
Joey, do you not understand how you get this shit to be viewed? We're already
Praise Crowley, you filthy
started
dryfoot.
anyway. And
Brian,
your
I
second
love
fucking
Brian. I
time-
love Power of Kroll. You shut your face, okay?
Wait, do you genuinely love it, or
Yes,
do you
I
love it in the same way that you fucking love Time Flight?
No, I genuinely love Power of Kroll.
I
Okay.
do quite like Power of Crawl, not gonna lie.
It's so much fun.
I mean, yeah, it is a bit shit, but I enjoy it.
I could be downstairs bonding with my family right now, but instead I'm watching again.
You're bonding with us. We're your family now.
I can't even say that at this point because any time I watch this story, I feel like I legitimately want to suicide bomb my entire home.
I think I need to call
fuck?
some
What the
certain
fuck, Brian?
services.
And he's talking about this in a. He said he doesn't like aeroplanes, and he's doing it in a show about aeroplanes. 9/11 terrorists.
Shit.
You're right, Brian. There is no winning this for you.
I don't think I can do it. I'm about to fall asleep.
You can do it.
Joey, I can't keep my eyes open.
I
Brian.
think there should be like a punishment if Brian falls asleep or taps out.
Ah, shit. I just dropped something. Fuck.
Harry didn't get punished for tapping.
Turn it-
What brilliant subtitle!
What the hell did I just miss?
TARDIS struggling.
I didn't know that was a sound that you could make.
I just want to let everyone know listening that these commentaries are a million times more fun with the BritBox subtitles.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
Oh god, you know they're
fucking
bringing BritBox to
struggling.
the UK now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, people were having a fucking shit fit about it. It was really
Yeah,
weird. People
yeah,
were like,
why?
"Oh, we've already paid for these programs. But it's like, no, we paid for them to be broadcast, paid to like own them all forever. And you
Yeah.
know, most of us weren't even alive when these were made, so how can we claim to have paid for them?
Exactly. It's
Wait, what are people complaining about? I'm sorry.
They're complaining that because we've already paid our license fees, we should be able to watch everything the BBC has ever made for free.
No, that's not how that works.
Although, to be fair, I don't think there's many people actually thinking this, and it's more just a lot of tabloids which have a massive BBC hate boner, like the Daily Mail, kind of, you know, stirring up fake controversy.
Now that makes
so Dylan, what you're saying is that it's fake news?
So why does the professor guy become important?
No doubt people will complain about that though.
Wait,
Even
I have a genuine question. Why does the professor looking ass become important all of a sudden? Why is he an important character?
You asked us as if we have an answer.
I was kind of hoping you would, because you've probably paid more attention to this story than I have at this point.
Well, you guys are the people that are watching this for the fourth time now. This is only my third time watching Time Flight.
I still have no fucking clue what happens!
Yeah, well, I think you've actually got an advantage having watched it less times because you've lost less brain cells in the process of watching it.
Whooshing.
Did you ever think there might be a reason why I like Destiny of the Daleks? Is because I lost the brain cells from watching this. That would give me the ability to dislike it.
Wait. You fucking like Destiny of the Daleks. We cannot be having that.
How many times have I told you this, Dylan?
Here's the thing. I like it too, but I like it too, but not as much as Brian does. So he's clearly the villain here.
It's so shit though.
It's like Joey kind of ironically likes it. I unironically like it.
Yeah, like me, I'm just like,
literally used Terry Nation's script to wipe his ass with, and then just said, "Yeah, that's the episode. Let's get the shittest director possible to do it too, just to really rub it in."
Yeah. Which makes it fun to watch for me, at least. But I mean, I know Brian likes it like legitimately for some reason.
Look, I like Douglas Adams, but Destiny of the Daleks is the worst of Douglas Adams.
Oh yeah.
What? And the creature from the pit fucking isn't?
Creature in the Pit at least is so ridiculous it's funny. Whereas Destiny of the Daleks is just kind of
whoa.
Just boring.
Did he just say this weird egg thing is a member of the Animus race?
Oh yeah. The great old ones.
Yeah. Those fucks. Is it?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
More specifically because TARDIS Wiki purposely excluded them from this species.
But did you know that Cthulhu was one of the great old ones?
I did know that, yes.
Have you read White Darkness, or are you just being an asshole?
No, I knew this from TARDIS Wiki.
All right, then.
He definitely walked inside his TARDIS then and just hide behind the pole.
I think whenever there's dead space in this commentary, we all just kind of like assume a sigh.
Yeah, it's just sort of this collective sigh of disappointment at the idea that we are now 3 episodes into Time Flight.
Every time there's dead space, just edit in me saying "yeah," just like constantly over the entire space.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh, this is why he's.
Oh my god, I'm so sad. He's gonna sacrifice himself. How will I ever cope
Oh my
without this
God,
character?
Look at
Oh,
Davis's
no.
face.
The genuine pain on Davis's face. Oh my fucking God. It's like, if he could have just put all that energy into the rest of the story, it would have been good. It would
No,
have been
wait, no,
fan-fucking.
that wasn't actual energy. That was residual energy from just being so broken, groaning, screaming.
He's at the point where I'm at with this story, where he's about to fucking fall asleep standing. Oh, the sad music that played
Were
along
we
with his death.
were we supposed
They-
to be connected to this guy? Like,
Yeah, I know. Were we supposed to give a shit about him? We barely knew him. He's like, I am a nice scientist. That is my character.
ah, fuck.
Angela, I definitely don't have a thing for you.
What is this blocking though? It's so awkward.
Don't bend over.
Like, look at that. He's holding her so awkwardly.
Yeah, he is. Like, Angela, turn to the camera so the audience can see you.
Wow.
Angela, I'd like your non-existent breasts.
It like times like that make
Don't
it
be
more
rude.
times like that make it more apparent than ever that like Classic Who was full of well-versed theater actors.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I really like about Classic Who. It
Oh
has
yeah.
like loads of actors from a very rich Shakespearean tradition,
Oh yeah.
which just means the acting has so much more gravitas than you
Oh,
see these days.
Oh,
Sure, sometimes it comes off as really hammy, but when it works, it really, really works, and
That was
much
the
better than you get
shittiest
today, unfortunately.
skeleton prop I have ever seen. Did you guys see that?
Scary,
Did you even
scary
realize it was a skeleton?
shivers down your spines.
Wow. Oh, ooh, the worst thing about the story. This fucker. Oh my god.
I think he's the second best thing about this story.
What? No.
He's like right up there with Khalid, you know?
No, he's not. I liked his reaction to seeing the master.
As if he
And I
can't
like how
see
he just willed a sellout Angela to him. He's like, oh no, I'm just going to hide. Fuck her.
I shall see you,
Something
Angela.
about the bowl cut and mustache combo really pisses me off, and I don't know why.
Like, look at it. Oh, it's so horrible. I remember
Why is this meant to be interesting?
I remember last time I watched this story, I actually started falling
Oh
asleep.
God,
I started falling asleep
part
hard.
3.
With 5 minutes left.
Where's the razor?
Wow, this is a really edgy commentary. Hit like if you want Brian to kill himself at the end.
Remember, kids, horizontal for attention, long ways for results.
Fucking hell, Brian. Dylan, are you still there?
And also, if you're artsy, don't forget about the candy cane.
Dylan, did you say anything? Brian was talking over you.
I grunted.
Oh.
What more do you fucking want? You're not paying me.
See, groaning. Groaning.
God, Davison just looks like he's got a mop shoved up his bum for the entire story here. He just kind of sounds just like.
If you could just reach down. Yeah, that's it.
What is he doing? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. What is he doing? Why does it fucking
He never
matter?
explains it. And it is never explained.
I am doing a devious thing.
But what is
See,
that?
look, okay, well, Brian, did you hear that shit? Dylan could be the Anthony Ainley master. I appreciate that a lot. Or maybe I'm just so broken that I'll accept anything as more interesting than Time Flight.
Oh god, I mean, to be fair to Anthony Ainley, he's the only one who actually seems comfortable doing this story.
Well, because it's so fucking over the top that it's so.
Yeah, everybody else just doesn't want to be there, but he's just like.
Well, here's the thing. At least
going around just making mischief.
I've been saying it from the beginning. At least Janet Fielding seems like she's actually like trying to blend with the fucking ridiculousness of this story.
Yeah, Anthony Ainley and Janet Fielding are the two only decent things about this story. They're actually putting some effort in.
Yeah.
Everybody else, no effort.
Well,
especially the director.
Anthony Ainley was just a nice guy and genuinely loved everyone, apparently. And Janet Fielding actually wants to fucking try.
Mm-hmm. Although Janet Fielding does have the worst delivered line in this entire story at the very end.
Which one's that?
Oh, you'll see when it comes.
Dave's just spent this whole story with his mouth open.
That's where most of
just everything about his performance is so cool.
Look at his face.
Holy shit.
Why is his performance so stilted and unnatural in this story? I don't get it. I mean, he's not really the greatest actor, at least early on in Doctor Who, but he's never bad. But in this one, he's just awful. I mean, I just don't get it.
His eyes are always so wide in
I'm
this
just
story.
watching every single one of his facial expressions and just dying on the fucking
What do you mean
inside.
every
I
single
want
one
this one on a big finish cover.
He only has one
This
facial
one on a big finish cover.
Mild surprise at
And
everything.
thus every Big Finish cover ever was born.
I'm sure that's where all the Big Finish cover pictures come from. This fucking story.
Why?
Because every single one, he's got his mouth open.
That's true.
Oh god. What am I doing? Why did I choose this one? God damn it!
I don't know. Why did you do this to yourself?
Hey guys, do you want to do a suicide pact?
Hell yeah.
You
At
know,
this
I'm
point,
honestly
down for
considering.
anything.
Oh fuck.
By the end of the next episode, we're all just gonna have.
I wonder if there's
fucking
anybody who was
razor
actually
blades.
making this episode that didn't think it was a train wreck.
maybe Anthony Ainley. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was just enjoying, wearing a dark suit, doing evil things. That's just what he does best.
You know what? This seems about where I expected we would be at this point in the story. Brian just crying. All right, end of part 3. Here we go. Time Flight Part 4, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Buzz. Dogger theme.
I think this is it, Joe. I'm. People said Series 11 ruined Doctor Who. No fucking way.
They did it long ago.
Here's
Carcass has been picked clean.
Here's the thing. At least when people first watched this when it aired, they had time in between to recuperate from each episode. We're doing all of this at once.
If anything, that's worse though, because you think, I want to watch more Doctor Who next week, but literally this is what's on, and this is all I get for like months and months and months and months because obviously this was the season finale. I think that's worse.
I don't know.
At least now we could, if we so chose, we could switch this off and watch a good fucking story. You know, we could do that. We have that option.
They didn't.
Yeah. His face has made the fucking same.
Starting with that line. That line was so badly delivered. No, Doctor, it can't be so. Oh, fuck's sake. Make something sound more unnatural. You know, before this, I kind of thought time flies shit.
I still don't know what the hell he's doing.
Now I hate it.
What is he doing?
They're all hiding behind that big column.
Joey.
What?
Joey.
What?
Tell me what the fuck Ainley is doing.
I don't know.
Oh my god, they're not actually flying the TARDIS, are they?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. Why would airline pilots be able to fly a TARDIS? That's so stupid.
I thought he was fucking dead.
No, he's a heroine now, or Xerophon or whatever.
What?
But we just watched his body turn into a skeleton and then whooshing.
And then whoosh away. Davis.
I can't believe that. This is just ridiculous. They would not be able to pilot that. How so? With no book, with no help or guidance, two airline pilots.
The doctor's talking about how unbelievable it is right now.
But they just flew it out. That's ridiculous.
And now he's saying he can't fly this thing.
Oh, the professor did it. But still, how did they get it up in the air in the first place is what I want to know.
I give up. I'm sleeping for the rest of this.
Joey, no. If I can't sleep, you can't fucking tap out.
Yeah, but it's my channel and I make the rules. So.
Joey, no.
Right, okay, everybody listening, if Joey falls asleep or taps out, dislike the video.
Yeah, please.
I won't. Whooshing!
Come on, I've sat through worse than this. You remember the first marathon I did?
I can't wait.
That was 20 hours of shit episodes.
Do you remember sitting through the Twin Dilemma in that? That was the longest fucking time.
No, the Twin Dilemma was a fucking walk in the park compared to the evolution of the Daleks and Daleks in Manhattan.
No, because at least we had Dalek hentais. That was good.
Yeah, but that really wasn't. That didn't help. The Dalek hentai rap remix was good, but that was only before the episode. Then we kind of got bored with it. But literally, the only thing we said during the whole episode was Tallulah, because we couldn't think of anything to say to each other. That's how bored we were.
Tallulah! That whole fucking time. Do you remember sitting through Hellbent at the end of all that? Just we were all so tired. How destroyed we were.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Isn't it funny how we've talked more about this story than we did Black Orchid, Joey?
Yeah, but Black Orchid, we were mostly.
Wait, I thought we'd barely stayed on topic in this one, and you're saying you actually went more off topic than the other one.
Yeah, we went more off topic with Black Orchid.
Has he got...
Also, I have a legitimate question for those in the comments. What kind of commentaries do you prefer now that we'll have a variety up, or at least there will be a variety up when Black Orchid goes up? What do you prefer, just me and Brian, or us with a guest? What kind of stories do you prefer us watching? Good stuff like Remembrance, bad stuff like this. What's more enjoyable to listen to? So yeah. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Brian?
I can't remember anymore. This fucking story is replacing my brain with mush.
It really does drain your brain cells. Oh, look away, Brian. There's an aeroplane in this scene.
Cunt.
Well, they panned out to the whole thing. I bet Brian's gone now.
Yes, he gone. Oh, no, he's still there.
I'm just.
Yeah, he just can't stand the sight of aeroplanes. He just hates them.
I'm just thinking of the SpongeBob meme. Stop it, Patrick! You're scaring him.
Joey, I know what episode you should watch next.
What?
Watch the Faceless ones next, just to torture Brian because he really hates aeroplanes.
No, unfortunately, I did say that I wouldn't do any Lost episodes unless they.
Oh, so you're telling me we aren't doing the Space Pirates? Damn!
Well, no, here's the thing. I won't do any story unless it has an official BBC release that isn't just a TV soundtrack, so.
Ah, so you're telling me we aren't gonna do the Space Pirates? Ah, damn. I was really
not
looking
anytime
forward
soon.
to that one.
Joey, I legitimately think we should do the Space Pirates just for a laugh and just see how insane we get by the end, you know? I think it'd be quite fun.
But we'll just be staring at pictures the entire time.
I know it'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's going to be horrible. No, you think this is bad? The Space Pirates. I would actually want to kill myself by the end.
I know we'll be like eating each other by the end of it.
Like this, at least we're still kind of laughing here. Like Faceless ones would, or not Faceless. Space Pirates would actually destroy us.
Right, everyone in the comments, you know, would you like to see us just
We're
go
not
full
leaving it
on,
up to
completely
them.
depraved and dead inside? If so, we'll do Space Pirates.
Oh,
Actually, I don't speak for Joey, but you know, I'll do it. I'll make Joey do it. I'll tie him down.
how will you make me do? You can't tie me down.
Well, I can hire a hitman to tie you down.
Okay, sure.
Have you gotten eSpace to do the artwork for this episode yet?
You know, and I need to get him about that. But obviously, if you're watching this video right now, guys, that means that I got to him about it. So yeah.
Whoosh.
Whoosh. I'm just gonna put up on Twitter right now. Whooshing.
Also put up TARDIS struggling.
There we go. It's up.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What has he actually done? I'm really confused as to what he's actually done.
I've taken your chameleon circuit and put it in this plane.
All right. So if anybody's curious, I'm gonna leave my Twitter linked in the description. If anybody wants to see the exact date that this was recorded, you could just scroll back on my Twitter and find whooshing and TARDIS struggling.
But if they see the exact date and time this was recorded, they can travel back in time and kill us to prevent us from uploading it, hence causing a paradox. Still a better plot than Time Flight.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Jesus Christ, I forgot how much the TEC, is it? Or whatever it is, looks like a dildo.
The Master Sonic dildo. Look at Davison. Oh my god, fucking Davison.
Davison's just like lecturing the master, and the master's like, oh yeah, very interesting.
The Doctor's still got the same facial expression he's had for the whole story. Just open mouth, bulging eyes.
Do you see Ainley? He's just like,
Vacant
yeah, I'm fucking leaving.
Hey Brian, we still have 15 minutes left in this. How does that make you feel?
Suicidal.
Right, so what's the Master done, and why is he letting people go now?
Because he can keep them back in pre-human times, I guess.
But why? What has he done? I don't get it.
You see, Dylan.
Isn't he like trying to harness
you
the
see,
power of the Zeraphid or something? But it's just like.
But you see, Dylan, the true brilliance of Time Flight is that it's a thematic ending to the season, whereas Adric caused the destruction of the dinosaurs at the end of Earthshock, and now we're going back to prehistoric times in Time Flight. You know, it's like symbolism. See,
Joey, in most In most cases, I wouldn't recommend suicide as an option, but in your case, I'm willing to make an exception.
You know, in episodes like Ghost Flight, no, not Ghost
Yeah.
Flight.
What did you just fucking say?
It was like Ghost Flight.
That was genuinely an accident. Yeah, I've left the Freudian slipping all over the place. Yeah, no. In fucking Ghost Light, at least when you don't get the plot, there is actually a plot to get. Whereas in this, there just isn't. It's just stupid. There's actually something interesting in Ghostlight.
I actually rewatched
I was-
Ghostlight recently, and
I
I
mean,
stand
I-
corrected about my opinion of it.
If you understand that you have an IQ of 1,000,000, did you know that?
I understand it now.
Yeah, exactly.
If you understand Ghostlight, then you're actually then some people say in myths and legends that that you can be smarter than a Rick and Morty fan.
I can remember back when that meme was going around, like, to be fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. I did the same thing for Ghostlight. I can remember.
Can you see Davison just laying there being like, God, I wish I hadn't taken this job.
Can I just say how much I appreciate the fact that Davison despises his own TV era?
Yeah. To be fair, it is the worst of classic two by far.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
But,
most people like say, "Oh, McCoy or Colin Baker," but they actually have lots of good stories in them.
Oh
Whereas,
yeah,
like most of it's just really bland in the Davison era.
yeah. And the only thing really stringing it all together is either performances or just, by the end of it at least, Davison's character arc.
Yeah, the character arc really does come together, and season 21 is actually pretty
But
good.
can you even
Oh,
call
yeah.
it a character arc? Because I feel
Oh yeah.
like it...
Here's the thing: it was a complete accident, but like it works out in the end.
I don't think it was an accident. I think Eric Saywood planned it.
I don't think so.
I mean, even then, Eric Saber didn't really grab Doctor Who by the balls until like end of season 19, beginning of season 20.
Yeah. But I think
I've
it's
caught
character
Joey's
arc,
cold
personally.
through my computer screen.
Good. I'm gonna crinkle my bag of cough drops and suck on it very loudly for the rest of the commentary.
Also, Brian,
Yeah?
who the fuck's Robert?
What?
It's your account on BritBox.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking stealing somebody's account.
No.
He's just covered it with the little Skype tab thing. Very sneaky, Brian.
It's my dad's name, all right?
I'm telling Robert you're stealing his BritBox.
Go ahead.
Fuck.
What more is there to say about this?
Wait a minute, we did it again.
Oh no! No, don't do this. This is really horrible.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I just found that really horrible. It's just like
Passengers
being
murmuring.
air stewardess all of a sudden. It's just like no, that's just a bit. Yeah.
But don't you see,
I
Dylan?
forgot
That,
that's why they
that-
came back here.
but don't you see, Dylan? That's Tegan's character trait, and doesn't that make her an interesting character?
Oh yeah,
No.
Molly being an air hostess is a very interesting character trait.
And don't you see, Nis is an alien, and she's stoic. Isn't that an interesting character trait? And don't you see? And don't you see? Adric's really smart, so that makes him a really interesting character, right? And don't you see? Turlo tries to kill the Doctor once, so doesn't that make him an interesting character?
Hey, Black Thursday.
He is an interesting character to begin with. Then it's just like they kind of completely forget what made him interesting.
Hey, Power Game rectifies that, Joey.
I'm just being a dick because I really don't like the Davison era.
I know.
Yeah, the Davison era is a bit shit. There's
Yeah,
like the occasional good episode, but honestly, it's kind of almost got the same success rate as Russell T Davis's era in terms of good episodes.
I would agree with that. I got some feedback from someone just there. I don't know who.
Probably me.
Still can't believe I called Ghostlight Ghostlight. Honestly, that would have actually been the better name for this episode.
This story's been invading the brain.
But is it better than Time Nut? Ah, shit.
Joey, do you remember what I told you about suicide as an option?
It's a brilliant idea, yes.
I stand by that statement.
Also, that definitely take you off from prehistoric times. You
Oh,
just need
yeah,
to stop
definitely.
footage.
For sure. For sure.
For sure.
Oh my god, that is horrible!
It doesn't even look like the plane from earlier. Like, it's just a random ass.
Oh no, it's the same plane from earlier. What's horrible is how
Can
they've
you
just
stop bulging your eyes out, Peter Davison?
how they've just
Jesus.
superimposed rocks onto the runway it was flying off of.
I have to say, Roger Lim's stuff was much better earlier on in this episode. Now it's just become really generic.
I feel really bad because I didn't know who Roger Lim was.
Oh, Roger Lim did Caveman Jazani and what's it called? Revelation of the Daleks, and those the soundtracks are absolutely brilliant. And this one's a bit shit.
Didn't he also do the fucking Sea Devils stuff?
No, that's Malcolm Clark.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's quite good.
Yeah, he did Earthshock, which is probably his best one. He also did Resurrection of the Daleks, I think.
Oh yeah, Resurrection of the Daleks is my shit.
Yeah, he did a good job on that one because he realized it was one of the most depressing and horrible episodes of Doctor Who, so he just did a really depressing soundtrack to go with it.
Not only is it
Well played.
depressing, it's also really fucking creepy.
Oh
And
yeah,
very violent.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. Oh yeah, we just kind of
Do
forgot
you
about
see that
these guys,
character
didn't
just with his hands on his face? That's me
we? We
right
kind
now.
of completely forgot about these guys, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, do we really blame the story for forgetting about them? I mean, I forget about the entire story, but I mean, these guys just forgot about a couple characters.
Oh, I really care that these characters were safe and survived.
Who are you? What is this?
Well, who the heck are you?
What am I doing?
Where's that from again? Oh, is that?
Terror of the Autons.
Yeah, that's it.
Who the heck are you? Well, I'm usually referred to as the Master. Oh, is that so? Universally.
I'm usually referred to as the Master.
Dweeb.
I love Terror of the Autons
So do
so
I.
much.
Terror of the Autons is great.
I like Terror of the Autons. You know who doesn't?
Who?
Osgood, probably.
He just
Yeah,
like
he's a
spearhead. Yeah, he was a twat. Ah, fuck.
I'm just patiently waiting for Deegan's like. How many more minutes? Oh, 5 more minutes!
I don't get why Tegan likes being an air hostess so much, though.
Where did these nutsacks come from?
Fuck.
Why does his haircut look so weird there?
It's changed! It changed!
Wind.
No. I'm sure it changed.
'Tis the wind. See, look, he's fine now.
In this scene.
Yeah,
No,
but
he did a little hair flick there.
Fucking Davis. Oh, fuck. I hate my life.
They just kind of
I'm gonna
remembered.
kill
for a
myself
sec. Oh, yeah, he
like
likes-
any second now. The dialogue in this story is so fucking clunky. Holy shit.
It's like he's just taken the character bios of everybody very, very literally. Like, not put any kind of imagination into it whatsoever.
Peter Grimwade sounds like Davison doesn't like violence.
And likes cricket.
Tegan is an air hostess. Nissa is stoic. And
So stoic, she can't actually deliver any fucking lines good in this episode.
like gonna be real. Like I like Nissa on audio a lot, but like my God, Sarah Sutton was a really bad actress at first.
But even then, she wasn't that bad in stories like Earthshock or Snake Dance.
Nah, I disagree.
But in this one in particular, she's pretty bad. Although you're right, she's so much better, both the character and the actress, so much better in Big Finish. Creatures of Beauty, man. It's beautiful.
I'm not a huge
really
fan
horrible.
of Beauty.
Oh.
I mean, I enjoy it, but it's.
You just don't have a high enough IQ to understand it.
Okay.
I like Creatures.
But
of Beauty
I understand Ghostlight, so.
I love Creatures of Beauty. So good.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny it's overrated, but it's a good story.
Bugger off! It's not.
You
probably
know
10 out of 10.
You know what? Fifth Doctor and Nissa Big Finish story is really underrated. I think. Primeval.
Oh, I love Primeval. Primeval's great, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it is,
it's
actually.
and like it really does like get overshadowed by like Spare Parts and Creatures of Beauty, I feel.
Oh, if you guys like Trocken bullshit, have you listened to Guardians of Prophecy?
Oh yes,
I hear that one's good. Is that good?
One's really
it's got
good.
Stephen Thorne as the villain, and there's
Stephen
an army of
Thorne's
milkers.
so good.
Oh, I fucking love Steven. So what we're gonna do now at the end of this commentary is we're gonna list off things that you could have done.
Whoa! I need to hear Tegan's last line, motherfucker.
Fine, here we go.
Could I just say, Stephen Thorne's actually a much better actor these days than he used to be, because like he's so good in that role in Big Finish.
Whooshing.
Wait, hang on. So what you could have done instead of watch Time Flight with us is listen to really good Fifth Doctor audios like Omega and Primeval and Spare Parts. Pretty much, now that you've watched Time Flight, you
could have even fucking listened to Mutant Phase or Red Dawn or some schlock like that, and it would have been better than
quite good.
This.
I don't like Mutant Phase that much.
I like.
Anyway, all right. So this is gonna end soon. So thank you guys so much.
You're misjudging timing again. Look at that. We still got like half a minute left.
I know, but still, I want to outro properly. So thank you guys so much for being on. This was a lot of fun, and I kind of want to kill myself now, but it's fun, I guess.
Hey, I got the razor blades anytime you want, man.
Hey, good, Dylan.
I've got one thing to say. Right, I just really hope that through this shared experience, Brian has got over his phobia of aeroplanes.
I fucking hate you so much.
That was the best thing to end that on. I love you all so much. All right, goodbye. I hate you. Oh, it'll be fine. It's just.
I hope the subtitles are all right.
Anyway,
actually, let me turn those on real quick. Oh, they're all.
Oh yeah.
By the way, Joey, can I just say something to you? Not every word can become nut.
What became nut this time?
I beg to differ.
Time nut. You literally make every single word nut. It just never makes any sense.
All right. Anyway, shit. All right, here we go. Are you ready, Dylan? Are you good to start? Okay.